Good morning. Good morning. I have a message for you all, and that message is don't stop pushing. The message is don't stop pushing. Yes, don't stop pushing. All right, y'all. God has planted a seed on the inside of you. Let me say that again. God has planted a seed on the inside of you. All right, y'all. You have truly been favored by God. Yes, you. You have been favored by God. Yes, He knew that you was the one for the task. He already knew that you could handle the task. Yes. God, I thank you for sending the seed through me. I thank you for sending it through your other children, the other seeds that you have sown. And what do that seed look like? That seed could be a ministry. It could be a business. It could be a vision. It could be ideas that God has planted on the inside of you. Yes, yes. He put a seed on the inside of you. All right, y'all. God has stretched you mentally and physically. He has stretched you mentally and physically to align with His Spirit. To align with His Spirit. He knew that, I'm going to go back and say this right here, as they say on Instagram, TikTok, you would understand the assignment. You understood the assignment. Yes. He knew. He knew that He could trust you with it. He knew that. He knew that. So He has stretched you mentally and physically. Yes. That seed that He planted on the inside of you. Yes, He's been doing work on the inside. Yes. All right, y'all. So make sure that you're in position. Make sure that you're in position. Make sure that you're in position. Because once you start to push, that the head begins to crown. You have to make sure that you're in position before the head even begins to crown. Before that seed that God has planted on the inside of you. Before it begins to exit out of you. Before you begin to push it out. That you have to be in position for the push. Let me say that again. You have to be in position for the push. See, God has already aligned some things. You have to make sure that you're in the right position to get ready to push. It's time to push, y'all. Once that head begins to crown, in the natural, the doctor will tell you to go ahead and give 3 big pushes. Push 3 good times. And normally, the head will go ahead and push through. Well, I come here to tell you, in the spirit, you're going to have to push a lot more than 3 times. You're going to have to push a lot more than 3 times. Because once you start to push for that seed to exit out, it begins to exit out. You still have a lot more pushing to do. Because you have to, once that seed has been delivered, then you have to begin to care for that seed, to love on that seed, until that seed comes to maturity. Yes. And see, God, He has anointed you and He has called you for such a time as this. And he knew that that seed, it was going to come to full maturity. He knew that that seed was going to come to full maturity. So you got to push through the pain, baby. You got to push through the pain. You got to push through the negative thoughts, through the negative people. You got to push through the hard times. You got to push through whatever circumstances, whatever situations that's trying to block your way. You have to push. Baby, don't stop pushing. Do not stop pushing. Do not stop pushing. Because you have to continue to push. Even once that baby has been delivered, you still have to continue to push until that thing comes to maturity. Yes, because I'm going to tell you something. Once that seed becomes mature, once it reaches maturity, let me tell you what happens. Once that seed becomes mature, that seed will begin to carry you. I said that seed will begin to carry you. I'm going to tell it the way that I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say. He said he had ran many marathons. And he said when you first begin to run a marathon, that you know you good, you can push through. He said, but then it get to a point that every part of you want to shut down. You begin to get sick, feel like you're going to get sick. You begin to feel like you're so exhausted that you can't go on. You begin to feel like your legs are going to buckle from up under you. He said, but if you can push through that stage right there, he said, you'll begin to get into a stage that your body will begin to carry you. That's powerful right there, y'all. He said that you'll begin to get to a stage that your body will begin to carry you. No matter how much you want to stop, your body will keep pushing. It'll keep pushing. It'll keep pushing. He said you'll feel like you can run for miles and miles and miles and miles. Your body don't even hurt no more. You on automatic. You on automatic. And very few of us know what that is like. When your body begin to carry you. That you're no longer carrying it. Well, I come here to tell you today that that seed that God has planted on the inside of you, that once you get to that point where you have delivered that seed and you have cared for that seed, you have nurtured that seed has come to maturity, that seed will begin to carry you. That's when you can't stop pushing. That's why you cannot stop pushing. You have to continue to push. You have to continue to push through the pain. Because y'all, I come here to tell you that seed is going to bring about change. That seed is going to break generational curses. Do y'all hear me? That seed is going to bring about change. That seed is going to break generational curses. Yes, Lord, I thank you right now in the name of Jesus for the change that is taking place. I thank you for the generational curses that are being broken right now in the name of Jesus. But y'all, you got to push. You got to push. You can't stop pushing until that seed has come to full maturity. Until that seed has come to full maturity. And once that seed comes to full maturity, then you don't have to worry about not pushing. Because you know what? That seed is carrying you. So you know what? You ain't got to push it. It's carrying. It's doing the pushing. That, you know what? Let me tell you what it looked like. Because sometimes we have to give an example. what that look like, that it'll make you say, you know what? It'll have you about you'll say, I'm tired, but you know what? Because now that seed is carrying you, that you know what? You'll quickly change your mind. Let me get up here and prepare for this. Let me go ahead and prepare for that. Let me go ahead and set them orders up. Let me go ahead and prepare that next batch. Let me go ahead and set up this next thing that's in line, preparing for the next product that you're about to release. Let me go ahead and get ahead of this game. Let me go ahead and be prepared for this next thing that God is lining up. Let me go ahead and do what I already know God has prepared me to do. You won't procrastinate. You will stay ahead of the game. And when that spirit of laziness won't rise up in you, no, because the seed is carrying you now. It ain't that you won't do it, you're gonna do it. Because now that seed is carrying you. That seed is carrying you. That thing has become rooted in you. Yes. Yes. So I come to tell y'all today, don't stop pushing. Don't stop pushing until that seed that God has planted in you has been delivered, has been matured to the point that that seed is carrying you. And to the point that that seed is carrying you. And I'm going to tell you something else, y'all. That when that seed come to maturity, that, people are going to begin to come around. People are going to begin to treat you differently. Yes, people are going to begin to treat you differently. Because they're going to want to know how. They're going to want to know how. They're going to want to sit with you to see. Some ain't going to want to ask. They just going to want to be in your presence to see, what are you doing? What is it different? How she able to do that? How he able to do that? Yeah, some ain't going to want to ask the question. They just going to want to sit with you. They going to want to be around you just to see how she doing it, how he doing it. Or some will be bold enough to ask, how you doing that? Can you help me to do that? Can you teach me how to do that? Can you show me the process? Yes, that's what it's going to look like. When that seed becomes to full maturity and you're no longer carrying the seed, but the seed is carrying you. I think that's what I should have titled this video. The seed is carrying you. Yes. Keep pushing, y'all. Keep pushing. Keep pushing to that seed that God has planted on the inside of you is now carrying you. Don't you be afraid. Don't you be afraid. Don't you be afraid. Don't you be afraid. You keep pushing. You keep pushing. God gives us new mercy and grace every day. Every day, you can have a new push. Have a stronger push. But whatever you do not stop pushing. You keep pushing until the seed that God has planted on the inside of you come to full maturity, and now that seed is carrying you. I'm going to say it one more time. That now that seed that was planted on the inside of you is carrying you. All right, y'all. And you might have to look back at this video again. I don't care how many times you have to look at it. How many other times it take for you to get it, to that thing take root on the inside of you. That you don't stop pushing until that very seed that God has planted on the inside of you is now carrying you. Is now carrying you. Because y'all, it's changing it, y'all. It's changing it. The lives are being changed. Generational curses are being broken. Good morning. Generational curses are being broken. The world is being changed. Because now the seed that God has planted on the inside of you is now carrying you. Y'all, like I said, as many times as it takes to get what was the seed that has been planted today, as many times as you need to look at this video, you go back and you look at this video until it resonates on the inside of you. That once you have delivered that seed that God has planted in you, you don't stop pushing until that seed that God planted on the inside of you has come to maturity, and now it is carrying you. It is carrying you. All right, y'all. As I always say, hold your head up, keep a smile on your face, and don't you dare let this day end without making a difference in somebody else's life. And I'm going to say that again, y'all. Don't you dare let the day end without making a difference in somebody else's life today. All right, y'all.